In today's video, we're doing a follow-up video from yesterday's video when we went over Henry Cavill no longer being Superman and the fact that it's looking most likely that we're going to get a full-scale reboot. So, I think I've got some pretty interesting topic points about this whole rebooting and recasting and why it's really going on and why maybe allegedly James Gunn and Pete Safran are not to blame at all. So, yo, what is freaking good, YouTube? Warstu here. If you are new around it, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Marvel, DC, pop culture based content videos that we try to do on a daily basis. If you could subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and let me know down below, do you believe the reason we're just about to say in this video? So obviously watch the whole video. Also, please check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the face behind the beautiful voice, and check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. So, James Gunn and Pete Safran were appointed in October. The timeline is very important here. So, according to Henry Cavill's official statement that he said yesterday, he was told to announce that he is officially back. A lot of this does not make sense. So, Warner Bros. Discovery and Warner Bros. Pictures social media reshares the post saying, yo, Henry Cavill Superman, he's back. Okay. The day before Gunn takes over, because Gunn's the creative and Pete Safran is essentially just the producer and the business side of things. So he's not going to get too involved with the plan. Obviously, he will have parts. So Henry Cavill comes out, goes, yo, now you've seen Black Adam. I'm back and there's so much more. He even goes on to do interviews and he's made him, well, he hasn't. Warner Bros. Discovery essentially has made him look like a freaking idiot. Is James Gunn to blame? I'm not entirely sure about that. So Warner Bros. Share Henry Cavill is back. This is important, that spot here. Shares he's back. Black Adam does okay opening weekend. Black Adam flops hard. And then all of a sudden, we get to the current day, yesterday, and Henry Cavill is no longer Superman. But in between this, we've had articles coming out saying that Wonder Woman 3 was cancelled. Now, you've got to understand, they wrote off Batgirl for a tax write-down for $90 million. So, Gal Gadot was reportedly going to earn $20 million for Wonder Woman 3, and Patty was going to get $12 million. So they'd already spent $32 million before they even rolled anything. You can see where I'm going here with this video. So it's worth saying, we will go over what James Gunn said, but I've had a lot of people, okay, not a lot, I've had 3 people reach out to me and actually tell me the real reason why this is happening. So, allegedly, I don't know how true this is, but it does make sense when you look at Wonder Woman 3 getting cancelled for now, delayed, Batgirl got shelved, Warner Bros. Discovery is in huge debt. They've wrote off $3 billion at the moment, $47 billion still left to pay off. That's big for any business. So the bottom line is David Zaslav did say Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman are the forefront of the company. But from what I'm understanding, from what I'm hearing from my sources, it's the bottom line. It was too expensive, allegedly, to keep on Henry Cavill, Jason, etc. in their respective roles. Now, it is worth saying that reportedly Henry Cavill got paid $250,000 for his scene in Black Adam and $250,000 for his scene in The Flash, which is not an ending scene. Careful for spoilers, I will tell you exactly what this scene was going to be. Essentially, Ezra Miller, The Flash, was going to run into Speed Force, and then Superman was going to be in the Speed Force, and then he was like, yo, so this is where you've been all this time, and that is it. I don't know why there's some people pushing this. We're never going to get to see Henry Cavill ending scene. There was no Henry Cavill ending scene. So, allegedly, it is all coming down to the bottom line. It's all coming down to money. And when Black Adam flopped, and it did flop, didn't make any money, you've got the biggest star in the world, allegedly, The Rock, promoting the hell out of this movie, out of this movie, and it still didn't break $500 million at the box office. So, allegedly, according to what I'm hearing, this was the final straw for David Zaslav. It's about the bottom line. Didn't make money. The Batman Matt Reeves movie, 770, I believe, give or take, turnover. It made money. Why do you think Matt Reeves has got the key to the castle at the moment? Because his movie made money. The Rock, all of a sudden, has gone really quiet. But wait, Henry Cavill's his boy, Danny Garcia. They all rep him. I mean, yeah, Danny Garcia, comment on the post. He'll always be my... That means literally nothing. You promised him he was going to do it. You're his rep. You work with Warner Bros. Or did to make everything work. So if I was Henry, I'd get a new management team because he's been hellish screwed over. I know he's going to be doing Warhammer if Amazon gets the rights to it, but you get what I'm saying. Apparently, it's coming down to bottom line. They could recast the whole Justice League at like a fraction of the costs. Problem is, everyone in the Justice League now, Henry, Jason, Ben, they're all too big of actors. So, allegedly, apparently what I'm hearing is they're going to reboot the whole of the Justice League with lesser actors so they can pay less, make more money, and obviously pay off the $47 billion debt they've got. Now, I know a lot of people can be like, yo, this is just lies, this is lies. Well, it does make sense when you think about it. The bottom line, if they can recast everyone, reboot everything at half or 25% of the cost, why wouldn't they do that? So we all got the announcement. Amongst those on this slate is Superman in the initial stages. Our story will be focusing on an early part of Superman's life. So the character will not be played by Henry Cavill, but we've just had a great meeting with Henry and we're big fans. And we've talked about a number of exciting possibilities of working together in the future. Maybe Henry Drizzle, maybe Henry Cavill can come back in the future and play like a Kingdom Come version. Maybe, but it does make sense because although they are head of DC Studios, if David Zaslav already pre-warned them, like, yo, we need to cut costs. You need to come up with a plan to reboot everything and let it go and just run it. And I do believe this. I believe this all comes down to the bottom line. It all comes down to money. It really does. Because a young Superman, we've all seen Smallville. We've all seen, the Lois series that came out in the 90s, if you're old enough. Henry Cavill Superman essentially went through a lot of stages in Man of Steel. And essentially, real Superman fans wanted a very different Superman arc. Now, I'm not saying whatever James Gunn is trying to do isn't going to work, isn't going to be popular. But at the end of the day, I don't believe the storyline that all of a sudden it's a young Superman storyline, which we've had multiple times before. It's the bottom line. They want to pay out less in wages. And this is realistically the reason. Them coming out and going, yeah, Ben's going to direct. Guess what, lads and ladettes? Directors get paid a lot less than the main star of a movie. So do I believe the story James Gunn is coming out with? No, I don't believe it for 1 minute. I do believe the storyline he's got, but he was essentially told by Zaslav to do that. Now, I don't know the timeline. This is my opinion now, but that's what I've been told. I don't know how true it is. What we do here on this channel is rumors, theories, leaks, reviews. I cover literally anything. And it's up to you what your interpretation of what you believe from based on what I've said. So it's up to you if you're going to believe what I said. The fact that James Gunn has recently come out and also said that Batman is going to be a very important part of his slate, obviously, because Zaslav said Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman are all priorities. We've known this. He hasn't actually said anything new. He was asked, is Batman going to be a big part of the DC going forward, or is it going to be kept for Matt Reeves only? Responds, he's a big part. Now, this is really transparent that it's a full reboot, and I expect a new Superman, a new Batman, a new Wonder Woman, predominantly that to start off with, because what are they going to do? I mean, this is my opinion now. I think they're just going to copy Marvel Phase 1 to Phase 4 and literally get solo movies and have other characters in their movies, but I believe it's not going to be an origin. It's somewhat will be established to a certain degree, and it's somewhat they will have already known each other in some capacity. So yeah, it could work, but yeah, I know it's bad that Henry Cavill is no longer Superman, but should we blame James Gunn? I don't know. I'm hearing David Zaslav is literally still in charge, and it's down to him. David Zaslav realistically does not care who is Superman, who is Batman, and who is Wonder Woman. Why? Because it's got nothing to do with him. It's all about the bottom line. We are definitely getting a recast Batman, a recast Superman, a recast Wonder Woman, potentially a Robin. I mean, James Gunn is a very good script writer and a very good director. Sure, Guardians 2 missed, but Guardians 1 was very good. Suicide Squad, although it bombed at the box office, still very good. Peacemaker, still very good. It's just a case of how much are they rebooting. Now, the fact that Matt Reeves has full control and they're building out a whole universe of spin-off shows tells you it's about the bottom line. Why? Because the Batman movie made money. Black Adam lost money. Now, I can't work this bit out here. The Suicide Squad lost money, yet James Gunn still got hired. I do believe he is the best person for the job. It's just not, I don't believe it's his fault that he had to essentially recast the whole of the Justice League. And I'm sure people are going to keep asking him about individual characters. Will Wonder Woman be part of the DCU? He's going to come back, say, yeah, big part. Regarding Superman, he's not meeting the major characters for the first time either. He's merely younger. So it's a somewhat already formed new Justice League, new DC universe, but they've already somewhat still been around but we just haven't seen any of this stuff, and it's going to break all canon because it's got nothing to do with the DC universe. Now, also in the news, so a lot of comments in yesterday's video said, I'm not going to watch The Flash, I'm not going to watch Aquaman 2, I'm not going to watch Blue Beetle. Now, I fully understand that because you see the logic point. It's not going anywhere. I mean, personally, I'm still going to watch all DC movies because I'm a DC fan at heart and a Marvel fan and a Kaiju fan. But I get your logic. Now, I do see people on social media going, oh, well, you watched Zack Snyder's Justice League and that didn't go anywhere. Family tragedy, real bad tragedy, not even the same comparison. You're not that guy. Stop trying to say stuff like that. I see so many stupid takes. It's like this. If you don't want to watch Avatar 2, don't watch it. If you don't want to watch a Flash movie, don't watch it. It's not going anywhere, but it's still going to be there. So you might as well watch it anyway if you like the character. I mean, I think Jason's pretty cool as Aquaman. I don't think Ezra Miller's as good as the Flash, but I'm interested to see Sasha Calle's Supergirl. I'm interested to see Michael Keaton. I'm interested to see Batfleck. I'm interested to see whoever's playing Blue Beetle. I've not really looked too much into that movie. I'm interested in Shazam 2 because I think Zachary Levi is a pretty talented guy. So yeah, it is what it is, guys. If you want to watch the DC movies come out next year, do it. But either way, I don't think it's going to make much difference to the new slate and reboot and everything. If all these DC movies flop, they flop. I mean, seriously, I honestly think that David Zaslav's about the bottom line and he should tax write it all off. Could probably get $1 billion plus for tax writing off these 4 movies because let's be honest, they're not going to do well. Maybe The Flash because Michael Keaton, as much as people hate to admit it, he does have so much pulling power in the movie world and he's a lot of people's favorite Batman. So people will go watch The Flash. I don't care what you say. Most people that say they're not going to go watch movies go and end up watching them anyway, but keep it secretly. So like always, guys, let me know. Did Xavier Zaslav really tell James Gunn and Pete Safran to axe the DC Universe SnyderVerse characters, or is it actually up to James Gunn? I mean, I get told information and I've just relayed it back to you because it does make sense. The timeline does make sense. Henry Cavill comes out and says it. The next day, James Gunn's like, yo, we're head of the studios now. And yeah, then Henry Cavill's like, yo, you haven't got a job, pretty much. So I somewhat believe the story, but we're never going to know the real truth. But at least Henry is going to be in charge of the Warhammer on Amazon, it looks like. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu. Check us out on Twitter, Warstu D. And I will catch you in another video, guys, very soon. Catch you later.